Welcome to Carla's Baskets. Today I am here and I will be preparing a Father's Day basket for you. And as you can see, I'd like you to take a look at everything. This is one of my customers' orders. He loves Army Fatigue and Dove. So as you can see, we're going to take a little glimpse of what's on the table before we get started. Now, what man wouldn't want this? This is good for any age. As you can see, this gentleman loves to go hunting, and he loves Slim Jims. So I wanted to add a little something personal and Powerade. So while he's out there hunting, fishing, he loves fishing also. And all these things are very comforting. So with that in mind, I am going to let you know that I'm going to prepare a basket. And it's gray, it's nice and wicker. Everything you see, which I am going to use gray and blue. This gentleman's favorite color is blue, but his second favorite color is green. But he likes Army Fatigue, so we're going to work with that. And the first thing you do, as I am preparing this basket, if I have any sales receipts or tags, I will be cutting them off. So right now I have a tag on here on my basket. Everything I work with is brand new, and that is my motto. I like to give my customers the best. What I give them, I would give to myself. So, keeping that in mind, my dear friends, I am going to put a little bit of cellophane in my basket to stuff it. So I have my cellophane bag, which I will put over to the side, so we don't need to see that. Turn it that way. Now, as you can see, I am going to start stuffing my basket. So sometimes when you can't find things, you have to improvise. So I also have blue tissue paper, which is going to accentuate the blue. Now, as you can see, I will be putting a little bit in my basket, and then I will rearrange it as I go. So first of all, I will be putting in the dish. I always put my large things in the center. Nice to have little things that, like when you're out in the wilderness, it's nice to have things to keep you warm and clean. So if it had been like on a cold day, I would have added a nice blanket. Isn't this nice? These are hard to find. But with me, I love looking, I love shopping, and reinventing the wheel. So as you can see, I'm rearranging as we go, and I will rearrange a little bit more, but I just want to give you an idea of how I'm preparing it. Now, isn't this nice? I usually have my men's socks, or female, I usually have them draping over. Now in this case, we're going to have to see, will it work? What do you think, Brenda? Well, I guess she thinks it's okay. And then he has a blue towel. So men sometimes when they're out there, they get a little sweaty. Or when they have something to drink, they want to wipe their hands off on something. And so that's how we work it, right? Now as you can see, everything looks a little bit interesting. As you can see, and I'm double checking to make sure there is no price tags, because that's a little bit tacky, you know. And then we have our gloves here. So with all this in mind, my dear friends, I will be rearranging, and when I'm done, I will bring it back and then you can look at it. Okay? So, nice razors. And then we have our Slim Jims. Isn't that nice? What I like to do is I like to have the drinks and the food together. And I'm going to turn this around a little bit so that I can rearrange it a little better. This is the container that the dishware came in, which it is Army Fatigue. It has a coffee mug, a bowl, and a plate and the utensils. You can't go wrong with that, correct? So, as we're doing that, I am going to get my little scissors out and cut this off. Because we want to have a little class, don't we? We want to make it pop. So, sometimes we just have to keep working it. Usually I stuff my baskets, but you know what? Sometimes when things don't work that way, and I'm looking at this, you know what, you guys? I was going to stuff it with a little bit of bubble wrap, but I think I can make it work without it. What do you think? So, I like to have it where my people, my customers, or whomever I am selling to or giving to, I like them to see their merchandise. So, you should at least see 85% of your things. And if you can't, then it's a problem because people want to know what they're getting. Now, what I do with mine is I will take a picture and send it to my customers. They will receive a picture and it will show them everything that's in there, so they don't even have to ask me. Although, I can also have it written down too. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tissue paper to give it a little bit of class, a little bit of pop, you know. So this is different, you guys. I have not done it this way before. So this is going to be interesting for me as well as you. So we have a little bit of blue tissue paper sticking out. And if it's too much, you can always take it off. So I might take it off because I'm not sure if that is a little too much. What do you think? So leave that to your imagination. And right here, I'm going to stuff it because I want this mug, this coffee mug, to stick out a little bit so that we can see it, okay? He's going to enjoy this. This is an excellent coffee mug. And it is spill proof. Most men will love that, and it's large. Men like large containers when they're drinking. This gentleman is also a carpenter. So with that, you know he's going to get thirsty a lot. And let's face it, he's going to need a lot of body wash and deodorant. Because, you know, sometimes they get a little sweaty working out like that. So with all that, I'm going to take this tissue paper out. And I'm going to just stuff it on the sides. And then we even have a knife cutter. A pocket knife. So, it opens up canned goods. So when he's out there fishing, he won't have to worry, right? And so what I'm thinking is, maybe I don't need that much glue to stuff my basket. I will just use that to help elevate some of the merchandise, the products. So we have the Dove men's deodorant, we have the body wash, and we also have the bar soap. Isn't this nice? Ideal. Sometime when you are doing a basket or something for a gentleman, sometimes men have a tendency to leave things out that they want and need. And then this gentleman loves baseball caps. He's going to be impressed. It was really hard to find this Army Fatigue baseball cap. So, with all that in mind, we're going to start packaging it. Okay, so with my socks, I'm going to just tuck them in a little bit So I'm going to pull it out first, and then I'm going to tuck it in a little bit so that they're together, and then cushion it up underneath, okay? So we want it to drape like this, so when you look at it and then you see the gloves. Is that ideal? And I have this cellophane bag. It's really hard to find cellophane bags that fit for large baskets. I've been looking, trust me, I've been online and I still cannot find everything that I need, but it's okay. We work with what we have and we make the best of what we have, and sometimes that's the best, those are the best baskets that you have, is when you don't have everything the way you want it. Promptu, that's what I say. So, then I have this basket, and I had checked it out before, and I'm like, you know what, this is kind of going to be a little bit tight, but what I can do is I will just pull half of the basket. So I'm going to tuck it in here carefully, and while you're watching, I'm going to turn it around so that I can see what I'm doing, and then I'll bring it back around for you to see, okay? And this is a nice quality basket. It is like a wicker basket, and we also call this a storage basket. So I like to give my customers, friends, whomever I give a basket to, I like to give them a basket that they can use. Either they can use it as put their cosmetics in, or just for storage, or like when they go on a trip and they want to put everything in one container, or it could even be goodies. You know, and look, you didn't think that would fit, did you? Because you know what? Honestly, this is a challenge for me also. So with that, that's what it's all about, and that's the fun thing. Challenges. And it's always interesting because sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, I always tell people. And with that being said, I'm looking and saying, okay, I need to add a little bit of tissue paper. And because I had the blue, and I believe there's some white tissue paper over there. Do you see any? Well, my little helper, she's silent today. She's busy, busy, busy. And so I'm going to turn this around one more time. I'm going to take a look at it. So when I am done, what I will do is I will use a blow dryer. You won't see that because we're on a mission today, guys. And with that mission being said, I am going to start, and I'm going to make, so I'm going to take a twisty. Okay, and I'm going to gather this. As you can see, I'm going to start from the back and twist it, okay? Because we want the front to look awesome. And we don't want to take away from the basket, right? So, I'm going to twist it like this. And then I'm going to turn it around again. And it's looking pretty good, even though it's been a little challenge here, isn't it? So, and honestly, you guys, I really didn't think I was going to be able to get it this well. So, I'm twisting it really tight because I want to hold it together, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cellophane together in the end, and I'm going to cut a little bit of this wire off so that whoever opens it will not hurt themselves. So, with these scissors, they're a little bit challenging, but we'll make it work. And if not, there's always a plan B, correct? So, now, as you can see, I have burlap, and then I have regular ribbon. I make my own bows. I really love the burlap, but you know what? It's hard to find sometimes. And usually I use two to three different ribbons when I make my bows. I really, really prefer 3. But you know what? It was really hard. This is gray. This basket is gray, as you can see. And what I'm going to do, before I go any further, we don't want to forget, I am going to tuck in the basket, okay? So I'm going to go on each side. I need to look at it. And then I'm going to tuck the plastic in. So I'm going to fold it. So I crease it. And we want to make it look as presentable as possible. So with that, I'm going to take this cellophane. And then what I'll do is I'm going to pull it up underneath so that it won't be noticeable. And then when I pull some more, I will show you when I turn it around, okay? It's a process. Trust me, you have to love what you do. Because if you don't, it will show. And I love what I do, and I'm in a process. I am still a work in progress. But I will say that I love what I do, and the more I do it, the better my product will be. Now, the reason why my baskets are a little bit different than most people, because when I'm making my baskets, I take orders, I always find out what the people like, their hobbies or whatever, and then from that, I make a theme. So this one is more of a army theme. I was going to do a man cave basket, which I will be doing in the winter. So we're getting this together. And when you see it, see, I've got most of it sealed where you can't tell, and you just seal it up underneath. You have to learn how to work it. It's a process, and it takes a lot of patience, you guys. So I'm going to hurry and seal this. How does that look? Now we're going to pull this through. When I'm done with this, I will cut it because I want it to be even though it doesn't look like it right now, but it will. Okay? So let's get busy, and I'm going to make this basket pop because I'm going to start in this ribbon. The burlap is much more, I love it because it stays together better. So I don't usually measure mine, but I know what I like. And we're going to try to make it a nice size. I don't want to overdo it because it's for a man. And men, you know, they have different preferences, some of them. So it just depends. Everyone is different. Just like when you're doing a woman's basket or a child's basket. When I do children's baskets, I do not use a lot of bow because you're just wasting. They're just going to throw it away. So I'm just folding it back and forth. So, isn't that neat? That's light gray. And sometime when you can't find everything, so I have my things, and I was going to use a different type of basket, but look, we always improvise. And then while I'm making this, if my bowl looks like it's too small, what will I do? I will take it apart, and what I'll do is I will add more to it. Okay, so let's see what happens. We're going to make it pop one way or the other, okay, guys? Now, hopefully this gave you some ideas for Father's Day. Not even Father's Day, it could be birthday, or it could just be a comfort basket. Sometimes men, women, we all need to be comforted sometimes. We all need to be lifted up sometimes when we're not feeling our best or we're feeling down. We've been in this pandemic so long that, you know, it's just been hectic for everyone. So I've stretched these out, and so I'm going to pull them apart. Now the difference between this is I only had 2 bows that I'm working with, right? 2 ribbons. And usually I work with 3. So if I had 3, it would be a lot larger. But using 2 ribbon is better in a way this time because it stays together and it's much neater. It's harder to get it to look as professional as you want. You just really have to work it. It's very challenging, but we can do it, as I say. And you see, like when you're doing your ribbon, you can use rubber bands. You can use twisties, which aren't very strong, so I don't recommend it for anyone. But it's up to you, you know. It's whatever makes you happy and your heart's content. So, with that being said, I am on a roll and I am getting it done, everyone. We're going to make it pop one way or the other, aren't we? So, if you have a friend or someone that is hard to shop for, always study that person. That's what I do. Like if I'm giving someone a gift, I study and I watch them and I see what they like. Sometimes people say I'm difficult to shop for, but actually I'm not. It's just that they don't know me very well, do they? That's why you have to pay attention. And look, this is turning out pretty nice, isn't it? Even though it's not overly large, it's just right because it's for a man. And we want it to look, what? A little bit simple. Okay? And so with that being said, I am going to tie it on. And then I am going to do some little adjustments. But while that's going on, and I will fix that bow. So I'm going to tie this, and then I'm going to make a little knot back here. So whoever receives this, I always double tie it, so when they untie it, they can use it for something else. You can use it as you have a party or something, or just for fun. Some people use it for art. Now, and I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna, I'll just tie a loop, you know, so that it won't. And then what I'll do is I will cut it so that it looks a little bit, have a little flavor to it. So we don't want it just to be tied and just looking out of sorts. So as you can see back here, I will show you that I have this. And so I'm playing with it. So I don't know how it's going to look. And guess what? I cut it in a diagonal and it turned out perfect. So with that, we see we're going to overlap it, and I'm stretching it, so I want it to look a certain way. And I think I shall do it one more time because what do you think? I think it's a little bit too short or too long. So I'm going to try it. I'm going backwards instead of going the other route to see how it turns out. So when you have this type of ribbon, it's not the best. So like I said, sometimes what do you need to do? You need burlap. And with that, I've just made it a little bit more difficult. And I should have kept it the way I had it. But since I didn't, I'm going to cut it one more time. And we'll just make it like a wedge. And then I will slant it. So when things don't work out one way, you must try another. And you can still make it work. So you don't see it much, and you don't need to really see it. Because what are we looking at? We're looking at the basket and the bow. And with that, we're going to stretch out our bow and make it beautiful. And I'm going to trim this. You want to try to make it even. And we are going to take this little burlap here. We're going to fold it in half and see what happens. Okay. We'll take it one more time. And when it doesn't work, what do? We just do it slanted. And with that, I need to stand up to see what I'm doing and to do a more professional job. So it doesn't need to have all those little decorations, you know. The most thing, like when you start having little issues, like mine is a little challenging right now, so what do? I'm just going to make it simple. Simplicity is the best way. When you have problems, stick to the routine. And I'm stretching them out, and it looks wonderful. And I don't know about you guys, but I think he will love it. Right? And so with that one, we will make it this way. And I will perfect it a little more. But I just wanted you guys to get an idea of how you can make a basket. And you can make someone's day so special. Father's Day, birthday, comfort basket. If they're in the hospital, they're lonely, they don't have family. I love making baskets because I love to see people and make people happy. And with that all in mind, my friends, I hope to see you again. Thank you.